Everyone, this is once again Doc or Gamer Seuss on the Gamer Seuss Twitch channel, doing yet another tip for new players for the game of Fractured Online. For those who don't know, on Thursday of this week, Fractured Online came and opened up for a stress test that's going to run. The prediction is until July 2nd. Of course, they have extended such things in the past. Um, and so that's what's going on as far as that goes. And we're getting ready to do some stuff. And a lot of people have asked me about imbuing or enchanting pieces of equipment. And so I decided I wanted to do a video on how to enchant equipment. So this is our enchanting basics video. I might do a more advanced video later on if we have time in this test. Uh, just to let everybody know, my station, as always, is dedicated to Extra Life, part of the Children's Miracle Network that helps children with long-term conditions such as end-stage renal disease like I have. I'm not a child, of course, but cerebral palsy, cancer, muscular dystrophy, lupus, things like that, where they're in the hospital for things, and oftentimes they're kept segregated from their families, and so it's an important thing to, give them a little bit more of a normal sense of life, and that's done by providing them with equipment, resources, research on their various conditions, and also, puzzles, games, and consoles to help them feel like a little bit more like a normal member of their peerage of children, especially as during COVID, they had limited visitation. Even their families might not have been able to see them in some stretches of time because of that. Anyway, we're going to get into the game now. The commercial is over, but anything that I do make on the channel, half of everything goes to Extra Life. Let's actually make sure that we are viewing me on Fractured. As you can see, I'm up with my main character. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now, somebody else is using the imbuing table, so I'm not going to use it quite yet, but I'm going to go ahead and explain what's going on with the imbuing table. And I can... let's see, it's going a little bit slow today. See if anybody in the local area is trying to talk. Doesn't look like it. So I could turn that off and let the chat window disappear. By hitting that little lock button, you turn the chat on and off. It's view anyway. What we're doing is we're going to be imbuing, which is putting enchantments on pieces of equipment. Now, to do that, we use the enchantment table. So I'm going to click on it. He may be still using it. Yep, he's using it to enchant a hood. So, anyway, he was enchanting here. If you click on the little hammer and anvil, it shows craft. And this is your enchantment table. And it looks like a pentacle. I've moved it over to the side a little bit. And you put what you're going to enchant in the middle, and then you surround it by stacks of 5 reagents in order to enchant. Now I'm going to open up my equipment list, and I have a piece of armor here. Sorry, it didn't drag. It tried to move me off. That happens sometimes. I need to get where I see the little gear and go back to here. Make sure I've got it. Game is responding a little slow, so there. And once I put a piece of equipment, you see the various properties then can be enchanted on your piece of equipment. Now, if we hover over my equipment, you'll see that I already have under imbued properties mana bonus of plus 100 because it's a ×1 or tier 1 enchantment. How I got that is I went to mana bonus here, and it shows that I needed the mind, the create, the water, and the energy attributes. And for tier 1, I needed 2 in each of these. For tier 2, I would need half or 5. And for tier 3, I would need the entire circle filled, which is 10, in all 4 attributes for what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try now to put an evasion bonus on our item. And as you can see, I've got some reagents here. I've actually got the specific ones I need. But how I found those is using a little tool that another player has been maintaining for the game. It's called fracturedtools.com. We're going to go over to look at that website real quick. This is that website, and if you go to the website at the top of the website, let me click on it real quick, is and scroll to the top, there's a little list enchant, and go to Enchantment Finder, and that brings you to the enchantments. And what you want to do first off is deselect all, because it is a memory hog if it tries to select and search through all the various reagents that are in the game. But if you select all, you can go through and select just those reagents that you have more than 5 of, because it takes 5 of any one reagent to enchant. So if you've got more than 5 of them, so I've gone in and selected a few that I have to make it a little bit easier. Then I select the tier of enchantment I want, tier 1, what I'm going to be enchanting, in this case armor, and evasion bonus, and it tells me when I choose evasion bonus, I say if I go to energy resistance, it says there's none. It gives me a yellow result. But if I go to evasion bonus, it tells me that it has found 2 possible enchantments for evasion bonus. I can either have a Beast Blood, Blood Vein, and 2 stacks of Catmint, or Blood Vein, 2 stacks of Catmint, and Poinsettia. I've chosen Beast Blood because it's a little bit more common. I actually grabbed 6 Beast Blood, but that's okay because it will not use the extra. It will be left over. And I'm going to remember to switch back so you can see what we're doing on Fractured again, because the last time I did this video, I forgot to do that. You missed it. As you can see, I've got 6 Beast Blood, 5 Blood Vein, and 10 Catmint. Now, if you hold down the Control key, you can drag and split a stack, and it'll, by default, set it to half. But you can change that number as well, because you need stacks of 5 or more. Anything left over, though, will be left in the box when you're done. Now, if you see, when I move the Beast Blood over, it will start filling in some of the spheres, like there, because of Beast Blood having, like, for instance, 4 chaos. So that chaos filled up. Right now, of course, we still don't have anything that totally fits. But if I put in, and it doesn't really matter which ones you put in, but you do have to separate out the 2 stacks of Catmint. You can't just put in the stack of 10. But now, if you see, if I scroll up to the bottom, okay, it shows evasion bonus in the Finder, but obviously that's an error, and it's probably an old recipe. So, because if we look at, or evasion bonus might no longer be available for this piece of armor, because in the new system, some of the armors are differentiated. So I'm going to try a different piece of armor and see if that's what the issue is. Because it used to be all armor was the same, but now chest pieces are different from, yep, see, the evasion bonus is available on the hood. In the new system, sometimes the chest piece specifically only holds certain enchantments, and the other pieces only hold certain enchantments. The Enchantment Finder doesn't differentiate that. It just says armor as a category. So I could put invasion on the hood. Luckily, my hood also has 2 empty slots. So I can put it on the hood. And we're going to go ahead and put that evasion bonus. As you see, we've got at least 2 pips and everything. We've got more in chaos, but that's okay. So that's how we're going to enchant. And luckily, we only got 1 bonus come up with this. If multiple bonuses had come up, RNG would determine which one of them you got. And it's not always going to pick the highest level one. It will pick the highest level of the one it picks. So if it qualified for Invasion 2, obviously it also qualifies for Invasion 1, but it will give you 2 if it chooses Invasion. We're only going for Invasion 1 right now. So if we hit Enchant, we get our hood is now enchanted, and you see it's got Invasion bonus times 1, which is plus 50 to your invasion score, and that goes on that piece of armor. And as I said, it left the 1 piece of beast blood as a leftover. Now, if you look at your reagents, each reagent has 3 power aspects. Those are the reagent powers that it can fulfill for your enchant. And as you see, beast blood has 1 soul, 1 water, and 4 chaos. So obviously it's a great one for chaos because it right there, it almost qualifies. It's 1 short of qualifying for a full enchant for tier 2 of chaos. And 2 stacks of beast blood would almost get you a tier 3 for the chaos attribute. Let me hydrate a little bit. So that is how enchantment works. And then, of course, open up my equipment and put my piece of equipment on. I'd actually gotten a spare piece of armor to show the mana bonus previously. I have fire resist on this piece. And so since I'm fighting fire elementals right now, that's the one I'm using. You can put these things on your weapons, on your armor, on your trinkets, and once rings are in the game, you can put them on rings. But right now, it's just armor, weapons, and trinkets. Trinkets being the pendants or necklaces. This is how imbuing works with your imbuing table. And that's the basics of enchanting in the game. So for an imbuing table, you need to be at a town that has an imbuing table, and you have to have at least citizen rights to use the imbuing table in that town. I do not believe the starter town imbuing table currently works, but it might. I did not check that for this test. But that's your basics. Most of these things you're going to want to do in a town anyway to protect your stuff, because especially in a starter town, anybody can come up, doesn't have citizen rights, and could come in and take the stuff out of the imbuing table before you're done doing it. Like the guy that was coming to enchant next to me, I didn't want to do the enchant while he was there because he could have taken mine, and he obviously didn't want to hang out there while I was standing there because he did not want to have me take his stuff. But you can store, and there are lots of different reagents, as you can see in the game, with different stats. And some of the rarer reagents in the previous tests, you could actually do with just 1. Some of the legendary reagents you get only off the legend creatures. You didn't necessarily have to have a stack of 5. You could do it with just 1. I'm not sure if that's still the case. We've not gotten to that point in the stress test yet. It's only day 3 really starting. But to let you know, that's how the basics of enchanting works. As always, this is brought to you by Extra Life. If you subscribe to my channel in any way, even using the free subscription from Prime, Amazon Prime, that you get monthly, I get half of that subscription value, and then half of that goes to Extra Life. So half goes to maintaining my channel and half goes to Extra Life, rounded up, and they pay me out every time I reach a certain threshold So I don't get the money right away. I get the money when it pays out. Usually I have to make $100 before I get a payout, unless that's changed, and they do periodically change the thresholds. But that is how it works. And so just by putting on your free Amazon Prime subscription, you're supporting Extra Life. Also, I'm a member of the Iron Bank Guild on Fractured Online, which is the #1 guild in the last several beta tests, and the first guild to have a town in the new stress test. We were the first guild in the last test to reach tier 15. And you can find my videos not only in my YouTube channel, if you go to YouTube and search Gamer Seuss, but you can also find them on the Iron Bank Guild website. So if you check guild recruitment and join the Discord for Iron Bank, you can also see my videos there and my guides, as well as guides from other members of Iron Bank, some written guides, some spreadsheets, some other ways that we help out our membership. So if you want a good group of guildies that work together to forward the game and the play experience, check out Iron Bank. Thank you so much. May all your rolls be critical, or if they're fumbles, may they at least be epic in the retelling. And in the immortal words of Stan Lee, Excelsior. Everybody have a good day. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, share, hit notification if you watch this on YouTube, and to support Extra Life.